So recently Copado has basically made some changes, especially into the commit UI, and what those changes are, and those changes are available into the latest managed package which Copado has released, and that's what we are going to see here. For example, if you go to a user story, any user story which you have created, and you try to commit some component inside that user story. For example, I have created a user story with the title called as find and replace test. And in this user story, if you try to commit the changes, again the process is same whatever we have been following, but the UI will be different. And if you see this different UI, then there are certain places which has been changed, some action has been changed, which we are going to look for. Now if you see here, this is going to be the new UI, the UI which we have, which Copado has changed. This is going to be completely hosted on Copado server, and we have different actions on the left hand side, and then we have certain actions on the right hand side. For the first time when you will be navigating to this UI, then what you have to do is you have to refresh the index. If you do not refresh the index, then you are going to see a red color error saying that index failed, or some sort of error message will be there. To refresh the index, what you have to do is, on the right hand side, if you see, there is a small gray color text box says refresh changes. If you click on it, it is going to open the UI for you to refresh the changes. Now there are two options. You can refresh the org index or the org metadata. For the first time, I will recommend to use refresh full index, which is going to index every single metadata type, including object, classes, or a component, experience, cloud site, any metadata which is available into the selected org. Now what will be that selected org? Selected org is going to be whatever you are seeing here as part of source, and destination is what is the next source where the component will be deployed. Now you just have to go and again you need to go to the refresh changes, toggle the checkbox, and then click on refresh. It is going to take some time depending on the volume of your org. Volume means whatever the metadata you have there, and it is going to take some time. For example, we can consider it might take time between 1 to 5 minutes, or even sometime it might take more if your org is having huge metadata. Now once your index is refreshed, you're going to see a success message says refresh successful. Then on the left hand side again, you have got a drop down called as what are the changes you wanted to get. Do you want to change the new, you want to get the new changes, or you want to get the deleted changes, or whatever the changes which you have already committed earlier. Based on whatever the option you select, for example, you want to find whatever the metadata you have deleted, you want to perform destructive changes, then you need to select deleted metadata and click on get changes. There are no changes which has been deleted, that's why you do not see over here. The second option is there. You can also basically choose when the changes were modified. There could be a possibility you made the changes today, or you made the changes in the last 7 days, or you made the changes in last 30 days, or maybe you wanted to get the changes, for example, which were created after December 31st. So you can select the custom date range as well. You would be able to select date and time if you select the last option. Then you also have an option of selecting the user who has modified. Which user has modified, you can select. You can select what kind of metadata you want to get. For example, custom object, Apex class, Apex page, Lightning Web component, experience cloud, custom field, or maybe Aura component, Visual Force component, validation rules, whatever you have, you can get based on the metadata type. You can also filter based on the API name. For example, you can say account dot, and you would be getting the information here. Then under the quick find box, you have got previously committed, whatever the changes you have previously committed to that user story, and how many changes are committed to the user story. Now whatever you say, for example, if you want to get the latest metadata which are new and has been created in last 30 days, you click on, after selecting the metadata, you click on get changes. You will see all different metadata which will be listed for you, and then you can either search for those metadata, or you can basically select one by one by utilizing the functionality of the scroll. You can do that. Let's say, for example, you select a permission set, which is the top one, which we have got a permission set. Now for committing a permission set and profiles, we need to have an option of full, if you want to get the full metadata. Then if you hover over to the operation, you see there is a button edit, and you can select whatever the operation you want to. Do you want to get a full operation, or you want to delete that you want to delete that permission set, or you only want to use retrieve only. One thing which is also good in this new UI is that it also does the dependency analysis. That means if you add any permission set or profile which is referencing to the Apex classes, custom object, custom field, or some other feature settings which might be dependent on another component, then it does the dependency analysis, and it let you know that okay, there are certain dependent component. You can click on dependency analysis, and then you will see what are the dependent component. Then depending on basically what kind of operation you want to do you want to add, that means these are the new component which you have added into your development environment, or these are the existing component that you want to just give the permission into your permission set or profile. Based on that, you can utilize the operation either add or retrieve only. For example, if you click on add selection, the selection will be added, and you will see that under selected metadata, now those components are there. Considering that this component, the name credential principal like ALM DevOps Center Hub, this is already available in the higher environment, you can change the operation from add to retrieve only, so that it does not put this metadata as part of the deployment to the next step. It is only going to consider the permission set. And then you can go ahead and commit the changes. While you try to commit the changes, then again the UI is also going to be different. You have a tab called selected metadata. You have an option to see the metadata dependency. Then it will show you what are the dependency. For committing the message, this is similar to, you can change the message. You can add a descriptive message over here, what changes you are making. If you want to change the base branch, you have an option to edit here, and then you can type your base branch here, like we did in case of permission set. You can type it whatever you want, and then it is going to work. If you basically do not type the correct branch, this is how it's going to get back to the main branch again. If you want to create a feature branch, recreate the feature branch, you can toggle this on, and then it is going to recreate the feature branch. This is a new UI. If you click on start commit, then the process is going to be same. Whatever the process which we have been seeing so far, like creating the record of user story commit, then on the right hand side letting us know what is happening. Is it committing? Is it going to create the test record for Apex? Is it going to create the test record for Flow? The same process is going to be followed, but the only thing that we have seen was the UI, which is becoming basically more lightweight. It is going to increase the latency, it is going to increase the performance, and developers or release manager, anyone who is going to use this Copado, especially source-based pipeline, will basically get a good performance there. And that is what this change has been there. It might not be there in all the Salesforce orgs as of now, but when you try to create a new pipeline, when you try to set up a new pipeline through Success Community, you are going to get this new commit. So if you get that commit, just go ahead and utilize the way we have discussed. Now we are getting some error while committing the changes, and that is fine. We don't really bother about. Only thing that we wanted to see here is how the commit is going to work with the new UI.